We're excited about the opportunities that the journey presents, man. This week is no different than any other. Our hair is standing up for obvious reasons. There's AFC North football. It's a road game in Baltimore. Man, you got to love the National Football League.
All right, and the Steelers are sitting at 4-2-1 following that win over Cleveland coming off of their bye week. As Coach said, getting ready for another division opponent with round 2 with the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. As always on Tomlin Tuesday, let's start with some injury updates from Coach Tomlin's press conference earlier today. Ben Roethlisberger was named after the game with an injury to his left index finger. Coach said it is fractured. He gave us a bit of an update today, so let's take a listen to Coach Tomlin.
It didn't prohibit him from being effective in the second half of the game, but obviously we'll look at it in terms of his availability this week and how it might affect him in a practice setting and so forth. Not anticipating it being an issue for him in play or in game, but I did talk about it after. I wanted to give you guys an update.
All right, so Ben Roethlisberger should be good to go for the game in Baltimore. The two other guys on this list, Cody Sensabaugh, that was an in-game injury. He was starting in place of Artie Burns with a toe injury. Marcus Gilbert did not play against the Browns with a knee injury. Coach said in terms of Gilbert, he should be able to hopefully participate in practice this week. Sensabaugh day to day. For Gilbert, though, it was Matt Filer stepping in. He is now 2-0 as the Steelers' starting right tackle. And Coach Tomlin said, as always with this team, the motto is the next man up.
Matt, who filled in place of him, did more than a serviceable job, but we've come to expect that from Matt as we have the others. We don't have backups. We have starters and waiting. And the standard is the standard of expectation. And so guys like Matt and B.J. Finney and others, and there have been many already this year, make that phrase reality with their above-the-line performances, and we're appreciative of that.
All right, that was Coach Tomlin's injury update for this Tomlin Tuesday. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, quick hits from his press conference.
Do you expect any movement for the Steelers today?
I hadn't thought a lot about it, to be honest with you. I'm sure the phone may ring. We'll see what happens. But more than anything, I've just been focused on preparing for Baltimore.
All right, the trade deadline has come and gone. The Steelers not making any moves, but their upcoming opponent, the Baltimore Ravens, did make a trade with the Green Bay Packers for running back / wide receiver Ty Montgomery. Coach was also asked during his press conference today, for the team that doesn't make a lot of moves near the trade deadline, why are draft picks so valuable?
We believe in homegrown talent. We invest time and resources into development of players. Players buy into what we're selling and work their tails off to improve and be reasons why we're successful. I think it's difficult to walk away from relationships when people are invested. We're invested. The players are invested. It is what it is.
All right, on Sunday at Heinz Field against the Browns, cornerback Artie Burns was active. However, we did not see him play any snaps on defense. He played a little bit on special teams, and today Coach Tomlin gave us an update of why that was the case.
He was late to a Saturday walkthrough, and then it was my choice not to play him. We'll keep working with Artie, man. He had a good week of practice last week. I don't want to make more out of it than what it is, but he was late, and we wanted to be focused with the guys that were wired in and appropriately where they needed to be in the hours leading up to kickoff. And so he suffered the consequences of that.
All right, so Artie had a good week of practice last week. We'll see if that continues this week, and maybe not being late to walk through, as Coach Tomlin said, was the reason for no snaps on defense. We did see Cody Sensabaugh, and as I mentioned earlier in the show, he's dealing with a toe injury. Coach said he is day to day. So Coach was also asked, would Artie possibly fill in if Sensabaugh can't go? Coach was leaving all options on the table. You have Artie Burns. We saw Cam Sutton step in for number 24 when he left the game at Heinz Field against the Browns. So we'll have to keep an eye on that spot as practice resumes on Wednesday here at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. Now, the Steelers started a little slow on Sunday in the first quarter, but then on the second quarter. As we've seen several times, 4 to be exact, this season, the Steelers are able to do just that, punch it into the end zone to either tie the game, to either take the lead in the game. And it's something that Coach says he is not surprised by.
We work it hard. You guys watch us in training camp. You know, we work it every 2 or 3 days, and you know, you have an expectation when you work the way that we've worked in that area specifically, and hopefully our guys have that expectation as well. I know that the results are probably indicative of those expectations, but when you put time into something, you expect the result of that work, and I think we're getting it in that area.
All right, whenever the Steelers and the Ravens get together, you always hear everybody say that's AFC North football. It's tough and it's physical. And lately, the Steelers team, specifically the defense, has started to communicate better and to really maybe show that physicality that we weren't seeing earlier in the year. Coach said today, good communication plus fast play equals physicality.
The better you have an understanding of your job, the better that you have an understanding of how your job fits into the bigger picture. There's a couple things that happen. The more that you communicate and the faster people play. And I think good communication and fast play produces physicality. It produces certainty and movement. And I think that allows guys to play fast and free and thus more physical.
All right, and those are your quick hits from Coach Tomlin's press conference this Tuesday. That's going to do it for Steelers Live. Thanks so much for joining me today. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4 p.m.